we have really created a lot of people who can't transfer their skills anywhere if they get laid off, and that's not good. So yesterday I was on a call with a retired physicist from Los Alamos. Yes, that Los Alamos. His perspective on the way that colleges have started, specifically with STEM and engineering, is so fascinating to me because he's hypercritical of the way that they've created these programs, and he's actually very strongly opposed to the specialization of engineers in college. He thinks that that's a huge problem. What happens is you have kind of two curves. You have one, over-specialized, and then two, you have overgeneralized in college. The overgeneralized is college is teaching an outdated, generalized curriculum to people who do not need to be there at all. They need a few core skills, and they need to go into the actual market, and the market will tell them what hyper-specific skills they need to learn, and the market will tell them where they need to specialize, and then they can follow their interests, their passion, their strengths, or money if they choose to do so once they get into the market, because that pretty much covers everybody. Now, the other group is the over-specialized, and that they have almost the same problem, which is where they're so early in their career that they're picking a specialization that, again, sometimes still outdated unless they're in a really, really elite program, which there aren't many of anymore in the US. They really silo themselves off from the greater discipline that they need to get entry-level work, again, where they should specialize from there once they have a better idea of what's going on. So both sides almost have the same problem, but they just come at it from different directions, and that was his take as well. He is very much against the going into specifically just petroleum engineering versus going into mechanical engineering and then adding on later in your career as needed, because he thinks that it really impedes the overall discipline of engineering for them to be so hyper specialized so early. And that's a real problem. And that's what this physicist was concerned about, where he mentors a lot of young people who are going into engineering programs and helps them tailor their classes so that that doesn't happen to them, to try to make them more defensible in the market so they don't get stuck. There's actually a very small portion that end up in STEM, even if they get some really good degree. Like, STEM is not a guarantee of anything. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. And part of that reason, he thinks, is because of this hyper specialization too early. They just don't know the foundational disciplines. And so because of that, they're not really able to pivot when the market changes. And they're also not able to follow interests as they get further into their careers. And that's a real problem.